So just so you know, we are, there are only 24 hours in the day, but we are using all of them. We are in constant communication with the governor, with not-for-profit agencies, trying to understand whether there is, existing misappropriation. There are certain funding streams that have not turned back on in Connecticut. So there are grants that have that are still being held, and you are starting to see the administration telegraph that they are going to give preference to red states, and they are going to penalize blue states. That's not shocking, right? But that is the future here, that they are going to start moving federal funding away from states that didn't vote for Donald Trump. Now, there's going to be court order after court order because the president doesn't get to decide where money goes. Congress decides where money goes. Already, the court orders kicked Musk's people out of the Department of Treasury, and if they try to override the funding formulas that we have written that make sure everybody gets a shot at education dollars, transportation dollars, veterans dollars, there will be court challenges to those decisions as well. So we remain in literally hourly touch with the grant recipients and with the state to try to track this, and we feed that information straight to the folks that are bringing the lawsuits so that they have the best information possible. I'll probably refrain on answering the question about the elections just because this is not a political meeting. I will just tell you that ultimately that's what has to happen. You have to elect people that care about the Constitution, that care about democracy, that care about their neighbors, and I think as people, as their agenda is exposed, which is an agenda just to enrich their elite friends, that will ultimately have consequences.
Hi, my name is Loretta Waldman. I'm a member of Indivisible Connecticut, and I'm your staffs know me well. My first is just a comment to the gentleman here. Broadly, I would like to invite anybody who is not a member of Indivisible, not just Connecticut, there are chapters all over the state, to please get involved. It's an existing organization that has evolved since 2017, and we have two incredible leaders who are sending down strategy tailored to blue states, purple states, red states. There's something all of us can do, and the surge in growth and the impact of the actions that we have taken in the last 2 weeks is nothing short of just amazing. It's really collectively and as a community together joined, we have this kind of power. It gives me hope that we do have a future as a democracy and as a country.
Amen.
I just want to say I am so proud of Indivisible, Resist, all of our organizations. You're giving us a lesson in political organizing. Exactly what we need in citizen energy and activism. Thank you.
Thank you. It's an honor, privilege, and beyond exciting to be involved. My question for you is, I understand based on...
Your time is exhausted.
I know there's a limit to what you can do based on procedural rules in the Senate with the nominees, and you're doing everything that you can do. Our next big fight, obviously, is this budget fight and the debt ceiling, and I would like to know from you what we can do collectively to support you in that fight and to make as much of an impact in slowing the wheels of what he's about to do, because one of my big fears is that we're going to be in this position where he's basically damaging our system so profoundly that it's going to be very difficult once these changes are made to reverse them and save programs like Social Security and veterans benefits and things like that.
Yeah, great question. What can you do to help us? Educate, organize, amplify. Because here's what they're going to try to do, and it really goes back to the question of, disguising tax cuts. They're going to try to pass either one bill or two bills. They can't get their act together as yet, but they're going to try to make it really hard for us to do the right thing. For example, they'll have defense spending. And to build submarines, which we as senators from Connecticut would find it difficult to vote against, but we may have to. You need to get the word out as to why we are doing what we're doing, why we are voting against every one of these nominees, why we are taking the stands that we do, because, you know, I pass the folks outside. You know, they have a voice too. And then there are a lot of people who are not paying attention the way you are. Educate, amplify, inform. That is so important, and organize in exactly the way Indivisible and Resist are doing. Thank you.
Thank you very much for being here. My name is Daniel. I'm from Middletown, Connecticut, and I'm 72 years old. I'm on Social Security and Medicare. I was a lifelong Republican until I moved back to my home in Connecticut in 1996, where I registered unaffiliated. I have voted for the